Hi, my name is Olivia and I have high functioning autism. If you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. Like I said, my name is Olivia, I'm 25, and I was diagnosed with autism in January 2020. In today's video, we're going to talk about why I put high in quotes. Now, whether you're new to autism or you're experienced with ASD, I'm sure you have heard the terms high and low functioning autism. They're called functioning labels and they're used by many people, usually neurotypical people, to designate the type of autism somebody has. If you're high functioning, you have lesser support needs. If you're low functioning, you have very high support needs. In other words, if you're high functioning, your struggles are invalid, and if you're low functioning, you're just completely incapable of doing anything. I'm sure you can see that that doesn't sound quite right. When you look at me, I'm sure you see a high functioning autistic person. I'm put together, I can speak, I am of average to above average IQ, I can do what normal people do. When you think about Rain Man, you think of somebody with low functioning autism. He needs a lot of help to just get through his day, and he seems like he's incapable of taking care of himself. He's not very great at communicating. He's kind of in his own little world. He flaps and does stereotypical autistic things. There are many things wrong with the functioning labels, and the first and foremost, the biggest one, is it makes it seem like autism is a linear line. On one side you have high functioning, on the other you have low functioning. But in reality, autism is not a linear line. It is anything but. Think about it as a color prism. It's a circle and there are probably like billions of different colors in there. That is more representational of the autism spectrum because it's a spectrum, but it's not a linear spectrum. It's a huge, giant circular spectrum. Each autistic person's autism is completely unique to them. No two autistic people are alike, just like no two neurotypical people are alike. So just because I have struggles and strengths in certain areas doesn't mean the next person will have the same struggles and strengths as me. We could have opposite struggles and strengths. That doesn't mean either of us are any less autistic. An example of how it's not linear is that, for me, I can seem high functioning on some days, and other days I can seem low functioning. I'm high functioning in some areas of my life and low functioning in other areas of my life. An example of one of my high functioning autism traits is that I can communicate very well. God gave me the gift of writing and I'm very articulate, which has led many people to say in the comments of my video that there is no way on earth that I am autistic. An example of one of my low functioning autism traits is my sensitivity to senses. Sound, hear, touch, taste, see. Yeah, okay, that's all fine. I can't go to parties because it's too loud and it hurts my ears and can cause me to shut down. I can't wear certain clothes because I can't stand the way they feel. I can't eat certain foods because I can't stand the texture of them. I like to think of my autism as an iceberg, that typical iceberg example, where on the top of the water, the part of the iceberg you see my ability to make conversation, my ability to have my own business, my ability to seem normal. Under the water are all the things and all my struggles that you can't see unless you are me or maybe someone extremely close to me. You don't see the giant meltdowns, the sudden shutdowns, the really painful gut issues. You don't see my struggles with showing empathy and making a simple decision. You don't see how I can't make eye contact in real life. You don't see the immense burnout that I go through often. You don't see how poor I am in executive function skills. And that is called masking, which I'll link above, and you can go check out that video for more details on that. Now, if Rain Man had an iceberg of his autism. A much bigger part of his iceberg would be visible above the water. Just because my iceberg is smaller above the water doesn't make my autism any less valid. I still have autism. Just because I have the ability and talent to mask my traits doesn't mean they're not there. It just means that I can hide them from you. You're seeing me in these videos, and this is the best version of myself. Unfortunately, people love to judge anybody, but so many people have judged me on how I present well in videos, which one, like I said, God gave me a talent for that, and two, I used to be a sports reporter, so I'm very, very comfortable in front of a camera, and I've had lots of practice, but just because I can do those two things, people automatically go,
oh, you're faking it, oh, you're not autistic, oh, you're just a big fat liar, oh, your struggles aren't that bad.
So you can judge all you want, but you're judging me on this big of my autism when my autism is this big. Now, I'm very aware that my support needs are much lower than other autistic people's support needs. But again, that doesn't make my struggles any less valid than their struggles. Just because you may not be able to see my struggles or I pretend like they're not that bad doesn't mean it's still something that my brain's not good at doing and that I do need help doing. What you don't see is that my boyfriend Alex and my parents help me immensely on a daily basis. I could not live on my own. I will never be able to live on my own, even though I'm sure you looking at me right now seems like, oh, she's a normal girl, she can live on her own, blah, blah, blah. But that's not the case. Just because I have lower support needs doesn't make me less autistic. We're all autistic. We just may have different strengths and struggles, but just because my struggles are possibly less than another person's doesn't mean I have less autism. There's no way to have less or more autism. So please try not to call people high-functioning autistics. You may think that you're trying to compliment us, and I totally understand that. When you find out I'm autistic and you say, oh, well, you must be very high functioning because you don't even seem autistic, or, oh, well, you must not struggle that much. That's actually a very big backhanded compliment. So even though I know your intentions are usually good when you say, oh, you must be high functioning, please try not to say it because you're invalidating our struggles and you don't know our struggles because we purposely don't show you them. Okay, that is it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing and commenting. They mean so much to me. Have a blessed week and see you next time.